Hello everyone, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. As you can see, the thing I was waiting for is hit, and the Tomb Kings have arrived. Now, before we begin, I'd like to say something. I'm going to be switching to every other day, Tomb Kings and Dawi. And once the Dawi are finished, I'm going to change their slot into Oblivion, because Oblivion does need to be finished. I do not wish to neglect it. So, let's start playing with the spoopy, scary skeletons. Send shivers up your spine. Playable races, Tomb Kings.
We must
Continue.
preserve this world.
Huh, it appears I didn't download Trutch Craventail. Oh well.
I am the Lich King.
Now, of these, there's a lot of choices, but there's just one that I want to do. Like, Arcan the Black, he's cool. Don't get me wrong. He's really impressive in the lore. Also because he's one of the biggest disciples in the Gosh.
All vampires shall pay.
Kalida is apparently very laggy going by this, but really hates vampires, among other useful things she does. But overall, there's one I'm going to go for.
Will return to Henry. All bow before the Imperishable.
Cetra the Imperishable. This reason is very simple. There's a thing called the End Times for Warhammer Fantasy. It was very reviled, and it ended Warhammer Fantasy in this setting, and turned it into Age of Sigmar, which there's a lot of debate over if it's good or not. I'm not going to get into that. But the End Times had one very good thing that has been put into practically parodical levels in this, as is fitting for Warhammer. This dead man faced down a god who offered him, in return for service, unlimited power and everything he ever wanted. His response? I do not serve, I rule, and charge the god. We're going to be playing as Cetra the Imperishable, because he's a badass, he's got cool memes, and I like his hat.
The sands of time ravage all.
Yep.
Mortals, monuments, even civilizations cannot stand against it.
Cough, Necron's cough.
Their remnants lost beneath the dunes, awaiting discovery.
Shiny
by
rocks.
The brave. Oh, foolish.
What's that? Shh. I can hear something. Shh. Come here, quiet.
Jump scare. Yep. And that's why most people don't get away with raiding the Tomb Kings. The few that do
Like time
don't end well.
itself, the living are not welcome in Nehekara.
I like this image.
This
It's like
is
sand
the
pulling
land
back
of the
under the
dead.
wind.
Ruled by the Tomb Kings, where only the expired may serve. In life, they were tyrants, now cursed with undeath. They crave power more than any living thing,
One way to put it.
and none more so than Cetra, the Imperishable. Eternity was promised, but the Tomb Kings awoke to unlife, no longer beatific sovereigns. Their kingdoms as decayed as their bodies.
Mummification
The
doesn't work.
glory of Khemri lost, forgotten.
I wouldn't say forgotten. After all,
Comet,
the kings are still
an
there.
omen. The Black Pyramid stirs, but does not wake. a vessel of untold power, awaiting a new master. But it remains sealed. The Lich Priests are tasked with finding access. They venture deep into the catacombs, seeking clues. Discovering an obelisk inscribed with hieroglyphs as old as the desert gods.
I guess the mummification failed for the ones who would have remembered it.
The answer lies in the 9 books of Nagash, the original tomes of undead lore, authored by the Arch-Necromancer. Due to the turbulence of the vortex across the ocean, not 9, but only 5 books are needed. Then, the pyramid shall open.
Pyramid power! It sharpens razor blades! As you know, after 10,000 years of sleep, you need a
Time
good shave.
has seen the books lost, scattered. Other tomb kings will seek them, for all desire the Black Pyramid. Begin the search. Raise your warriors. The legions of Khemri march to war.
Yep. Seta, King of Kings. But yeah, it's time, folks. We have the Tomb Kings, we have their giant sphinxes, we have their armies of undead, we have their mummification failures, and we have all of their other cool shit. This is going to be interesting. Especially as this isn't really the type of faction I like to play. Generally, what I like to do is to form a very heavy infantry line and use that to just crush every opposition. But the Tomb King's best infantry isn't really all that good. Like, it's got the undead bonuses of being unbreakable and all that, which they don't have on the tabletop, funnily enough. More on that later. But they're not really all that good. However, you're going to have to use a lot of them due to the way their armies are built, which is very different from traditional Total War games. If you've been keeping up with the news on the Tomb Kings, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't been keeping up with the news on the Tomb Kings, well, you're going to find out. Stealth up. Going to be very interesting to look over this. Come on, game. Load so I can actually talk about things, or witness a cool cutscene. Or both! Both would be nice. Come on, you've just got a little bit more. Little bit more. Yes, saw it. By the way, you know that god of death I mentioned Cetra mouthing off to and charging? That was actually Nagash. He had eaten all the gods of Nehekara, and quite a few others, I believe, and become the true god of death.
I, Cetra the Imperishable, King of Kings, Lord of the Shifting Sands, Eternal Ruler of Mankind, rest no longer. Nehekara will be restored to greatness.
Nehekara.
Savage greenskins threaten to raid my lands in the east. They have defiled my temples before. I shall ensure their extinction.
Good job.
More godless orcs dwell in the mountains to the south. But a much greater threat squats within my kingdom. The Necratch Brotherhood leech upon my realm.
Oh boy.
A parasite that must be purged.
That sucks.
But they are all mere distractions. I hunger for more. The power of the Black Pyramid. It stands imperial army, and behind magical bonds that can only be unraveled by owning books of Nagash.
Black Pyramid actually has a unique model here.
Shall be mine, and so will the pyramid. For I am Setra the Imperishable. I do not serve, I rule.
How fitting for you, Cetra. Alright then. What you do is you hunt down the books of Nagash. You need 5 of them. Each of them gives you a unique bonus. Somewhat randomized. You can recruit units into your army without the need to pay for their recruitment or upkeep. This is because in the lands of the Nehekara, every single day at sunrise, your warriors will rise from their graves and fight again, and again, and again. In the fluff, most of the Tomb King's manpower, or bone power I suppose, is actually caught up in this. The Tomb Kings having their own petty little wars. Dynasties are basically their technological tree. It's kind of strange, honestly. Mortuary Cult lets you craft magic items, something that I really think they should expand to other races. Like, I understand the High Elves getting it through their special ritual of Vol, because Vol is the smith god. But you'd think the Dwarves, who are most known for making magical items in the setting, would, you know, be able to do this instead of the Tomb Kings, whose magical items are less, we're making tons and tons of new cool shit! And more, we're going to dig up our old cool shit. Again, Necron parallels, because the two are very related. Not that isn't a divisive topic in and of itself. Priest Nerutep. Unfortunately, this is not a pun, like, you can't do that. I liked that. The Black Pyramid stirs, my liege, but to reveal the secrets within, 5 books of Nagash must be found. Begin the search at once for other powers. Also seek domination over the Ark Necromancer's Shrine. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Alright. First book. More hero capacity, higher success chance, less cost. Alright, let's see what book 2 is like. Campaign line of sight over regions with golden idols. New resource added by this expansion. Marble and gemstones. Income from trade up. Good because of various reasons involving the Tomb King's mechanics that I'll explain later. Third book, regions will be hit by a sandstorm after sacking or occupying. Immune to sandstorm attrition. Very nice. That means you can go in, sack, and get out with your enemy having attrition casualties. Casualty replenishment rate up after sacking or occupying settlements. Very nice. Fourth book, 250 Canopic charge, plus 3 Lord Recruit rank, and wound recovery time -1 all characters. Again, these are randomized. Fifth book, I've seen this crop up before. It's really good. Army capacity +1, because you're actually limited on armies, not by lords, not by how much you can upkeep, but there's a flat-out army capacity limit, and unit capacity limits too, yes. Very nice. Book 6 lets you recruit Shadow Leech Priests and gets you +20 power reserve faction-wide. 7th book is 10% research rate, very important for the Tomb Kings due to how their dynasties work, and 10 Canopic jars a turn. 8th book is 50% up effectiveness in all commandments. And the 9th book has its own special place. Great King, Nehekara is yours, as it always has been, but the orc infestation sullies your clean sands. Sire, if I may advise, raise the legions and purge their nest. A humble suggestion, Your Eternal Majesty. Set leash priests, other than myself, to uncovering the lost secrets of the dynasties. Such endeavors may grant you even greater power in the discovery of lost legions. That's important. Each dynasty gets you a new army slot. Now, which one of these I'm going to go for, I'm not sure. I'm going to need very strong infantry buffs to the Tomb Kings, not because their infantry is good, but to make sure their crappy infantry is compensated for. Alright, seems like the 6th... Let's start with the 6th dynasty. They all are +1, -30%, they take forever. This one's stat buffs are War Sphinxes, Necrosphinxes, and Ushtabi. Alright, none of those are useful. This guy does give your skeleton archer chariots and general chariots buffs. And their proclamation makes... Looks like the 6th dynasty is one focused on constructs. So it's going to be one built around, well, your giant smashy monsters. Very good for late game, not so good for right now. That's your artillery units. Not too bad. That's your cavalry. And that is cavalry and artillery units. And this is XP for all recruits. More money. Very important, I'll note. You're going to want lots of minus construction costs across the faction. And this guy is making your leash priests much better, which isn't bad at all. These are all unique lords, by the way. You get them by spending 200 canopic jars once you get their dynasty. This guy gets you +2 capacity Ustabi and some buffs for your Ustabi, so I'm willing to bet these are Ustabi buffs. This makes you more defensive and makes sacking and looting things better, along with better ambushes, though I don't really use ambushes all that much. Tomb Guard. I think those are actually your max rank... infantry, but I'm not sure I want to focus on those right now. This one, he gives you a War Sphinx, but he also gives you more tradable resources and makes things build faster. Interesting. He makes your Carrion better, your Tomb Scorpions better, and your Sepulchral Skulkers? The proclamation there is very good, though. More money, because you're going to need lots of money as the Tomb Kings. More public order, which isn't too bad as the Tomb Kings. It's kind of hard to rebel when everyone's dead. But, again, Nehekar is, in canon, plagued by incessant wars of eternally re-rising dead. And the construction cost is always good. This guy's lord seems to be make people orderly, get you more money, and make your troops a little more leaderly. Not bad. That makes your archers and horsemen better. This makes your horsemen better. This makes your archers and horsemen better. It's basically a cavalry-focused one, though it does have that +10 growth faction-wide. That's very nice. Wakaf is a desert-focused fighter, so it'll be good early on while you're still fighting in a Hekara. Makes your infantry and chariots deeper. Oh, that's nice. You move farther with the first dynasty. Okay. These make your warriors and chariots better. Your warriors and chariots better, and your warriors and chariots better. It seems like the Hekara warriors are what this focuses on. Now, that isn't the only thing they do. They also have this. These are unique followers, basically. They can do nasty things. Like, this gets your Ustabi Frenzy. Let's get a lot of your mainline troops Death Blow, and given that they're undead, by the time they're low on health, getting them a buff, especially with the special Tomb King battle mechanics, it's going to be very, very powerful. I consider the Herald of Joff a very good thing to have around. That being said, I haven't played with this. The Herald of Marak gets your Tomb Guard better. Is that your mainline infantry for later in the game? I'm going to say that's a very, very, very valuable follower. Herald of the Sphinx makes your Necro Sphinxes and Cameroon War Sphinxes better at killing monstrous creatures and cavalry. I'm not sure on Vanguard chariots, honestly. Tomb Kings have very strong chariots, and that's one of the things I'm going to have to learn to use. But yeah. I don't actually remember what Hawkish Precision does. I think it's the armor-piercing damage up if you're far enough away from your enemy that Way Watchers of the Wood Elves have, but I am not sure. And there's Herald of the Scorpions, makes your Tomb Scorpions good at killing infantry. And once you get all of these, you get the Heralds Empowered. +1 army capacity, -1 global recruitment duration, and +3 global recruitment capacity. This is very strong because, as it mentioned, you don't pay money for recruiting as the Tomb Kings. Let's start on the Wisdom of the First Dynasty so I can get their proclamation for more movement and start buffing up the Nehekara warriors. Now at Khemri, it's got a unique Great Pyramid of Setra, as you can see, very strong. Local public order, but the main thing is 2 canopic jars. and that's pretty good. Tomb Kings do not get 1, 2, 3, or even 1, 2, 3, 4. They just get a flat 2. 150 gold isn't much for any other race, but I'm making 130 a turn flat out here. And Tomb Kings don't get the starting purse of money that other factions will. You're going to want to get something like this very quickly. The Crypt Barracks, because your Nehekra warriors are going to be much better than the shit you get from this. The Skeleton Spearmen and the Skeleton Warriors were both absolute trash. However, they do have silver tier shields, which is pretty impressive for what should otherwise be a very trash unit. Your advanced military... Well, it's got something interesting that the statues grant you Untainted. That's very helpful. But yeah. Also, technically in low-tier settlements, you can actually get Ustabi out, which is going to be very useful, because Ustabi, from what I've been given to understand at the tabletop, are amazing, monstrous infantry. The Hacker Citadel is also interesting, simply because of that 50% increase in ammunition. I'm not sure what to think about the Royal Burial Chamber. It will get you more canopic jars, but it's only 1 a turn. I suppose it would build up after a while. It's basically your public order and Untainted thing for large chunks of your empire. This is public order, but it also unlocks your Carrion, who are flying war beasts. They're basically fell bats, but a lot more dangerous, I would say. Or I suppose a cross between fell bats and Vargeists. It's public order and Untainted. This makes your troops move faster in your own region, but more importantly, the Plaza District Monuments thing. This is your only moneymaker outside of uniques and things like the resource buildings. That's your only moneymaker. Tomb Kings are very good at dealing with taint. A lot of their buildings get you Untainted. Now let's go over Cetra's own skills. He can get Petra the Great Father, which makes his Tomb Garden chariots better. Cetra is basically built around his Tomb Garden chariots, as you can see. Though I am very tempted by Arrows of Asaph. Now, Tomb Kings, their rally is called Reanimate, but it's basically Rally as far as I can tell. Their trick is Resurrect, which replenishes hit points. Another emphasis on how absurdly enduring the Tomb Kings are. See also Missile Resist for your best infantry and more armor for them when you already get a plus 20 for armor at the max rank of this. Sorry, plus 12, not 20. I can't count, apparently. He also gets the Chariot of the Gods as his unique, which is pretty good. Ceremonial Bandages is nice. Embalmed in Elixir is very good. Ancient Tyrant. Honestly, you don't want it for the public order. You want it for sacking settlements, where it is very good. Unyielding Will is pretty scary. It's an AoE character ability of melee attack up and melee defense up, and it's completely passive. It replaces My Will Be Done, which is only 30 meters. It's an extra 25 meters on this ability in essence. As you can see, Conqueror of the Past is a good one because it means all unit recruits in his army get plus 1 XP. The entire realm is more orderly, and the local enemy realm is more disorderly. Founder of Khemri lets you get more Tomb Princes, which is okay. Restless Minions is what cements him as Tomb Guard and Chariot Man, because he gets Vanguard deployment for Skeleton Chariots in the entire damn army. That's the only thing rank 2 does there, but it's very worth it. Trampler of the Ages is faster and charge bonus for the whole army. And Immortal King of Nehekra is 12% charge bonus and 10% physical resist. Given his final thing is a chariot, lots of charge bonus is very good for Cetra the Imperishable. He can be built as a mage or a melee guy. I'm probably not going to build him as either until I get this done. You can also get canopic jars with him, but I don't really think that's worth it. You can also get minus casualties from all attrition very much. All is mine is pretty good. I don't really think ambush success chance is that worth it. Alright. So, now that we got a quick overview.
Is it hot?
Okay, Cetra, okay. Now, they have Regiments of Renown and Legions of Legend. Legions of Legends are better, but that doesn't mean Regiments of Renown are bad for them. It really means that your Legions of Legend are better. Now, there's a special rule here, Construct. This applies to various things of statues in the Nehekaran setup, and it's basically a variant of Undead. Pretty damn strong, though. Also, the War Sphinx has 15 bonus versus infantry, so if you throw this into a pack of infantry, expect everything to die in pain.
Desert heat.
They also have 12 strength chariots. This is silly. So I'm going to move Cetra up to the border. I'm going to recruit as many troops as I can, including another unit of chariots. And I'm going to recruit warriors instead of spearmen, because I'm going to be fighting infantrymen.
Greatest.
As you can see here, it's going to be Savage Orcs and Savage Orc Error Boys. They're going to wreck my infantry troops, but yeah. New Mass has a unique for the Tomb Kings. Qatar has a unique for the Tomb Kings. The Black Pyramid has a unique for everyone, I think, because it's a Black Pyramid and it's really important fluff-wise. Bagar has a unique for the Tomb Kings. There's a lot of uniques for the Tomb Kings around, it seems, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Xandri has unique for the Tomb Kings. Yeah, next turn I think I'll attack the Salt Plain. Nearby, diplomacy-wise, I could talk to the Sentinels,
Submit
but
to your king.
they're passive, and more importantly, they won't do anything. They also despise the Tomb Kings themselves. Like, they absolutely despise and hate you.
Attend your king, slaves. My will be done. Tomb King of Nehekara, the Lich Priests whispered to me that you lack majesty.
You fucking what, mate?
Land of the dead.
US starts off liking you a bit. That's about it. Those are the followers of Nagash, but those are owned by Archon the Black, and frankly, screw him, he's an asshole. No making friends with the orcs.
Darkness
No making
comes.
friends with the undead. Well, actually you can make friends with the undead, but I'm not going to, because fuck them.
Is it hot?
Mortuary Cult does a lot of things, so there is one thing that annoys me that I'd like to point out. It's in weapons. The Blade of Iron Tarhak actually looks pretty damn good. It's this. Destroyer of Eternities. On the tabletop, this was Cetra's own weapon. And it was fucking amazing. It's in the fluff, it is an immortal killing weapon. Effectively, whatever is killed the Destroyer of the Eternities, it stays fucking dead. Also, look at this shit. The Armor of Eternity. Look at that. The Armor of Eternity and the Armor of Dawn are amazing. The Scorpion armor is pretty damn good. You can make some really fancy shit as Nehekara. Also, Icon of Rulership is amazing, and it really should not be as cheap as it is for something that does that. Like, holy shit. This is her healing potion, the Hierarchic Jar. The Death Mask is pretty damn solid for causing terror. The Vambraces of the Sun, though, they enable flaming attacks and give the enemy an AoE around you. Flame resist down. Think about that for a moment. Okay? Good. Laminate of Fasta, also good. It's also a pun. Fasta. Far Star. Granted, it's themed around the moon, but the pun is still there, because the devs are a bit silly like that. This is a new thing. It's pretty damn powerful, honestly. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. As is this. Seriously, 2/3 magic resist?
What of
If
the
you get slapped in the face by a spell, that's going to absolutely screw that over. Let's attack the salt plane next turn, and let's see how fast this in turn goes now that we're not lagging to hell and back, because we're very far into the game. Half an hour in, and we're going to be starting turn 2. Future turns should obviously go much slower. Much faster, rather, not slower. My brain. Loads of various tiny things, but it's going to go faster than it is going to go in Mortal Empires because there's less factions, I think, and less territory. There are the rogue armies that hold the books, though. Those are a problem. No one is going to ever deny this. You also got a mission that I skipped over like a moron, Under the Sands. Construct a building that permits recruitment of more units. There are many legions, warriors, and servants still under the sands, ready and willing to serve. We must find them, sire.
Mehekara is mine.
Alright, we have a front line of very dangerous troops, along with the Tomb Guard, who are pretty damn decent.
Only slaves worry about heat.
But it seems that Cetra is not worried about the heat. Good to know. Cetra also gets the Curse, which is pretty good. Disabled if his health is greater than 50%. But it's pretty good. You get knocked down to below 50% as him. A nasty AoE attack is pretty good. He also gets Digest Incantation of Cursed Blaze as a starter, and a free ability that lets you charge in and turn him into a reusable suicide bomber. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Cetra is a reusable suicide bomber. His main issue is that 25% fire weakness. Alright then. Let's go attack the salt plane. 7 on 9.
Defeat is impossible.
Let's fight it. This is supposed to be the first battle, so let's open this Let's Play via mass murder. Everyone loves a good spot of killing, don't they? Now, they have archers, and I don't. So I'm going to need to play aggressively here. They've also recruited a Goblin Great Shaman, but I expect his face to get wrecked by Cetra, because Cetra is a hybrid caster at Melee Lord, which only aren't too good, but they're better than a pure caster. You know? Sure, he's not amazing in the melee, but he's damn solid. Still, gonna have to figure out how to use my chariots. Especially in a choke point battle. Depends on how the AI sets up. If they don't get to deploy their allies, then again it's a garrison, so I think they would. Alright then. Still, it's going to be interesting to see how the Tomb Guard and the Skeleton Warriors fare against Savage Orcs. Savage Orcs are pretty killy, but I'm used to fielding very, very heavy infantry against pretty much everything, and once you out-infantry the orcs get kind of screwed. I'll gamble on a 7. I have a good chance of raising. A very solid 21. I'm going to take that. A front line of warriors for this... No, this flank, I think. This flank will be where I push all my warriors down because it looks a bit larger. The chariots have a very respectable anti-infantry bonus of 12. I'll throw them over here. Look at those massive unit sizes. And the War Sphinx will go in the middle because I'm not sure where it should go. Cetra will back up the infantry because he has Incantation of Petra. And let's start the battle. Well, I started my troops on the wrong side. Lovely. Alright, let's try and push through here, run over their archers with my chariots and monstrous creature, while putting their melee troops in place with my hordes of skelly bums. Alright, these have 55%, and just to make sure that it's the same, yep, 55%. They also have Realm of Souls, which is pretty damn strong. Bursts of regeneration for your troops once a certain number are killed. In this case, it seems to be 150, 300, and 500. I'm taking how many troops onto the field? I am taking 786 onto the field. Okay. All right. Ah, how nice it is for things to be this smooth. Turn! Alright, looks like I've broken that unit, and I broke that unit. Throw the War Sphinx into that unit of error, boys. Keep having the chariots run down everything, and it's already saying victory is in my grasp, because I've killed quite a few of their troops. Etc. Not sure I want you doing things. I think I'll have you run away. You can charge those savage orcs. The War Sphinx killed 12, the chariots have killed 32 and 48. As you can see, chariots can be quite good. Immediately I'm going to suicide bomb to try and push my way through this. I'm also going to cast Joff's incantation on the Tomb Guard with halberds. It is okay, that unit is shattered. Charge their archers. Charge their unbroken archers, and you can get in on their actual infantrymen. Seems like my front line isn't losing, but it's not winning either. Sutter himself has killed a very respectable 33 troops. Oh god, do not let these chariots get plowed down. Do not let them get tied down. You never want to get your chariots tied down. That is just the worst thing that can ever happen to your chariots. It can and will doom them. Okay, Cetra, charge in, get in on their wizard. Warriors, push like that and sandwich them. You guys pull out like that and get in here. You plow in. You charge them, come on. You charge them, come on. Alright, we are pushing the Savage Orcs off the battlefield at better than 1-to-1 kill-to-death ratios, despite Savage Orcs being kind of pretty decent in the infantry department. Big part of that, I think, is that they don't do too much AP damage, and I do start out with okay bits of armor. They're not... My base troops aren't zombie level of shit, basically. Did I have any troops rallied at all? Yes, they do. They have a unit of those guys. Get in on the Savage Orcs! 2 units of Skeleton Warriors and Cetra himself. Tomb Guard! You keep chasing. By the way, nice detail. The constructs themselves do not move because they're statues. They just sort of sit there and look kind of dumb. But once you tell them to move, they move. Decent clip, too. Hard to argue with 68 speed. That's a decent number. And looks like we have a shattering. That was nice, quick, and easy. Less than 10 minutes. Excuse me, of combat. I had enough force to simply shatter their front lines and annihilate them. Most of the kills went to the chariots, to no one's great surprise, because 12 unit card chariots are bad enough that I honestly expected them to get nerfed down to like 8 or something on maximum unit size, because that is ridiculous. You saw how ridiculous it was after all. Now, the Tomb Kings cost two things to build their magic items. You need access to a resource. Building it doesn't actually take up anything, mind. So you don't, like, need to, say, have 20 marble income to build the Amulet of Petra or whatever. I'm pulling the amulet and resource out of my ass, by the way. I don't know if that even requires it. But, you know, other things do happen. Alright. Come on, game. Come on. Come on. I find it interesting that the unit of skeleton warriors had to kill nearly as much as the halberd-wielding tomb guard, though. Very unusual. I suppose due to them being in the forefront of the battle, and halberd tomb guard being more defensive than the more offensive skeleton warriors, which I was using quite a bit, as you saw. Normally I'd want to mix in some spearmen to deal with large opponents, but I don't believe the orcs are currently fielding anything large. The best I could field is boar boys. If you want to throw boar boys against a war sphinx, be my guest. You're going to bounce off like, well, a pig charging into a rock wall. Which is pretty much what would happen if you charge a unit of boar boys at a war sphinx. On the tabletop, very good monstrous creatures. They actually did have the same sort of fleeing rules that you'd see in here with, say, the dwarves or the Empire or normal forces. But, fluff-wise, they were undead. Yep. And because I want to occupy it, and I want the canopic jars.
This is Setras. Even the gods bow to me.
And now I have 1,000 more gold and 15 canopic jars. And I got a shield of Tolos. Sire, your forces dominate thanks to your greatness. Now is time to take full control of the province and see the resurrection of Khemri and all Nehekara begin in earnest. 2,000 gold, 30 canopic jars for uniting the province. I need to do that at Xandri. Which means marching over here. However, there are orcs over here. I'm going to clear out the threat to my flank first, because up here is the edge of the place. Now, locally, we have unlocked the ability to recruit skeleton archers. Also, you can see why global recruitment time minus is very good, because it means essentially anywhere in the world you can get more troops. Also, route marcher, you know why. I'm sure you know why. Because, well, yeah. Moving. Archers, please! Actually, can you still move? No, you cannot still move. Archers, please! Now, all of your baseline settlements are going to be able to get you skeleton spearmen and skeleton warriors, so that makes the Tomb Kings a bit more defensive than you might think. Not much else to say. Let's look at this. Tahoth! This guy is basically Thoth, god of knowledge from actual Egypt. Petra, god of the sun, he's basically Ra. Geheb, I'm not so sure. And Kisar, I'm not so sure. I will say that Geheb's incantation looks very strong and very cheap. Because it lasts 10 turns, so that's 10 canopic jars, and 300 growth all provinces, as well as getting you Tomb Swarm, which is pretty nasty. They also have pretty decent growth, honestly. Plus 10 growth, plus 8 growth. Very respectable compared to, say, the Dawi. Grumble, grumble, grump. Bah. Alright, next turn, we move out to here, next to Gorgazon. We recruit 1 more unit of archers and 2 more units of warriors, and then we'll attack Gorgazon. Crush your starting enemies quickly, otherwise they might build up and actually cause you a problem. As is, I get to crush some damn savages. Savages, savages, blood D savages, savages, savages everywhere. Savages, savages, blood D savages. Only unlike the savages in Pocahontas, savage orcs are actually that sort of stereotype. Ah! Iron Grip. Sire, in the time since the Great Vitae River changed the Mortis River, you can actually see that here. It's why this water is brown and evil looking. Bronze is no longer the superior element. Yes, they're that old. They're literally Bronze Age. We need iron to compete with these younger, inferior kingdoms. I like that they acknowledge both that they need new stuff and that they're still such giant pricks that they're going to go, everyone else is inferior to us because we're us. It's nice. Gorgazon has the same garrison, so I'm not really going to bother too much with fighting it. I'm just going to recruit one more archer to max it out. And then I recruit 2 skeleton warriors. There's no reason not to recruit them. It's not like it costs me money. Also, it looks like the Trial Plaza finished. Yay! Moving!
Together, we could make Nehekara great again. Let the restoration commence.
Hopefully that's intended as a political joke. I hate those. Politics is in too damn many things these days. Bah! I'm a grumpy old man, darn it, and I want these orcs to get off my lawn. My lawn may be a desert now, damn it, but get off my lawn! I shake my cane at you! My cane is a halberd, and you're on the end of the halberd, so I'm gonna shake you around on my halberd, and then all your guts will fall out. Damn orcs! Nobody likes you. Not even orcs like orcs, they just follow them around because they can get in good fights. So, demolishing Gorgazon is next on the list, and I'm probably going to auto-resolve it on the grounds of, well... We saw the same army compo, only a little bit stronger earlier, so yeah. They killed a lot more than they probably should have, but whatever. Ah, the Great Incantation of Kisar is unlocked. What did that require? I don't even remember. Gahab needs the Nehekar and Citadel, that's kind of annoying. This needs to do something with the Necrotech, and this needs me to own a full stack. Alright. Passage to the Soul Realm, please. Though I do want to get this, because that makes my Tomb Guard better. Buff that Sun-Scorched Bones, because that will buff my Skeleton Warriors and Spearmen a bit. And that's kind of important, because they're going to be my main line for a long, long time. Let's get 2 cards of Spearmen just in case. Gorgazon itself has a mortuary house. Eh, sure, why not? Galbaraz is important to Dwarf Realms, Greenskin Tribes, Skaven, Vampire Counts, and Followers of Nagash, but not to me. This is something new, and it will become important once we roll it back over to the Clan Angren Go, as I believe the update should apply to that. I'm very curious on what it will do, but eh. It's, of course, also full of savage orcs, but meh. Alright then. I don't really want to make friends with New Mass. I want to conquer them because I want a good, fun fight. They seem to be building up a force of fairly generic troops. So they do have skeleton archer chariots, which is going to be a problem, and the Hekara warriors on the defense, which are better than my normal skeleton warriors. In the turn. Ah, the orc wants to fight! They do have boar boys. Okay. What's the map? Generic. I didn't get my replenishment, nor did I get my recruitment. On the other hand, I do have the Realm of Souls Ustabi. Let's end this episode off with a fight. And an actual potentially challenging fight, because my infantry are about equal numbers with the Savage Orcs, and that's not good at all. That is not good at all. Shut up, I don't care about the advisor. Don't care, don't care. Meh. Actually, I'll get Gorgazon. No, wait, because I literally just conquered it. Never mind. I was like, I'll get Gorgazon's thing, but no. No, I won't. It's just dumb. Skeleton Chariot. But I don't have any archers, so that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that they're weak against armor. Savage Orcs have no armor. They have physical resist instead. This is probably going to overflow the episode, but what the hell? It's the first Tomb Kings episode. Let's make it something bigger than usual, shall we? We have a bit of a card advantage, 15 to 13, but yeah. It's going to be interesting to try and use my chariots here to try and thin it off, if that makes sense. Definitely going to try and get at least one card of them on their archers, though. Cetra versus Scafag, personally, though, that's going to be interesting because of A, Curse, and B, the Explodey Bomb. I'll take a 12. That's acceptable. Alright, Control Group 2, Control Group 3. Alright, then. Boar boys over here. Their archers are dead in the center. No interest. Alright. Let's counter one unit of boar boys with my chariots and one unit of boar boys with the War Sphinx. With the War Sphinx. And you go dead center to challenge their lord. Like, you just stand out right in the front, Cetra. Get in there! Keep moving you a bit. The War Sphinx is actually slightly slower than the Boar Boys. Problem. Right, I'm using space. Learned that in another game I've been playing in my own time. Because I do play games that are outside of my Let's Plays. Now pull out, and run, and run, and run, and run. Come on. No, run away, run away. Okay, go through, go through. Alright, I want to use whatever meager charge bonuses I can provide. You guys, you're a sacrificial lamb. Go over there. You, get on that lord of theirs. Alright. Damn it, they pinned down my chariots. I should have paid more attention to the infantry. I didn't expect them to just wheel about like that. That was smart of the AI. I don't like that it was smart of the AI, but it was smart of the AI. Ah, Realm of Souls activation level 1. 7 seconds of regeneration. Go! 2 cards of archers on their error boys. Alright, the spell has been cast. One of my units is buff. And the reusable suicide bomb has been activated. Pull away! Okay, Realm of Souls level 2 already activated. At least the Ustabi is going to come soon. We'll be able to see it this episode. Yay! That's good. You, in the back. You, pull back. You, shoot that. War Sphinx is busily wrecking everything it's pointed at, as it usually does. Oh, fuck me, the boar boys are in my ass. You, swing over to the Savage Orcs. I plan to be playing the leadership game. Wham! Wham! You guys keep going in. You guys cycle charge like so. You guys plug them. You guys on them. You on them. You on them. You on them. You keep plowing into them. Tomb Guard are not doing too well against these Savage Orcs. Not good. Pull back! Pull back! Ah, we have Ustabi! Now this place is proving to be a problem. Let's show off some cool guys. Get in there! Let's watch some dog-headed motherfuckers wreck face. You're having fun. I'm definitely pushing ahead of them now.
Great King! Sigma destroys!
Ah! Curse just popped. All right. The more I crush their forces, the better off I will be. Alright, play! Oh hey, their lord broke. Nice. How bad is their... Oh wow, their anti-armor missile damage really is shit. Oh god, run! I don't want to lose this unit. That'd be a pain to... It wouldn't be as much of a pain to replace as, say, the Cambrian War Sphinxes, but it would definitely be a pain to replace. Also, these guys will degrade. They have unbinding, which sucks, but... definitely a much closer fight than I would have liked.
I control these hands.
Shoot the archers! Sorry, shoot the cavalry! Alright, Twang Twang successful, and Center himself is anti-large, which is pretty damn good. At 20, it looks like. Yep. Yep, 20. And the Salvador Boar Boys are getting shot to pieces, as expected.
Attack the living!
And the AI is shattering! I lost some troops, but I lost nothing that was not expendable, so I don't care. We didn't even overflow that much, really. Sure, I lost a bunch of men, but this is what they're for, eh? More importantly, I didn't lose anything really important except for maybe that unit of chariots, which would definitely be a problem, I'm not gonna lie. I probably should have used them better. Yeah, you see the issue with the Tomb King's baseline infantry. And why I want to buff them up so they don't crumple so quickly, god damn. I wouldn't mind getting some Hecaran warriors though, because they are a lot killier. Aw, damn it, I lost Sculpture. Okay. I think I'll go for Bind Souls on the grounds of holy fuck, I need replenishment. If they come back in, I'm probably going to lose. It's like Scafag is running away. No one actually blames him because he kind of got his ass kicked. With Soren, you little shit. Alright, once we've got the 250 canopic jars and destroy the top knots. So, let's end off the episode here, shall we? Next time, we're going to replenish my troops and take Galbaraz, and then move off and take the various other places that I need to take. So, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below or in the threads on space battles and sufficient philosophy that will be linked in the description. And for now, goodbye!